Good evening. This is Jared with Veteran Database, and today we're going to be discussing our roadmap and how it works. So, when you're on the website, click on Roadmap, and that'll open it up into a new tab. So, this is powered by Canny. Canny is roadmap software. So, what that means is, with Canny explicitly, we do not control how this system operates. We can only control how we communicate to people within within Canny's ecosystem. So, in order to actually add anything, you have to register and you have to log in. This is not something we control. If it were, we would also mandate the same. And the reason for that is because when everyone is required to log in, you can now accurately track information, specific information like votes. If someone votes on something, you need to know that the vote numbers are not exacerbated because people are not logged in. If people are not logged in, you can't truly trust that the information is accurate because I, as a stranger, a random person coming on by, I can just click the button on something that sounds stupid 1,000 times. And all of a sudden, I have 1,000 votes for something that no one even wants. Like maybe one person asked for this and the other 900,000 people don't want it. And yet, because somebody came in here and clicked it 1,000 times and didn't log in, now it looks like 1,000 people want it, but it's really something that no one even wants. That can easily happen. And so, in order to dissuade uh, nefarious events from happening, logins are required. That's just the way that it is. Because of that, we don't get a lot of feature requests that are put into this ecosystem. Most of them are sent to me as a private message through Facebook and Instagram, and a lot of them where people comment on something on a post in social media and don't actually come here to the roadmap and submit it properly. And so, at some point in time, um, that bridge will have to be crossed. Of no, this will not be added to the roadmap because you didn't do it correctly. Um, I don't know when that's going to be, but it's kind of hard to manage this as a one-man band. You can see all of these have an upvote of 1, which means every one of these has the same priority. And you'll see why that's a problem in a minute. So here on the roadmap, you have roadmap and you have feature requests. We have one roadmap, and it's called feature requests. So this is what the roadmap looks like. These are what's planned, in progress, and completed. You can see that we've done quite a few of the completed ones. We do have a couple of them in progress. And then this is what's planned. Anything else you can't see from this page. You actually have to click here on feature requests or click here. And when you click here, once you are logged in, you can actually create a post. For example, awesome title, awesome details, create post. You have to be logged in order to do this. So there we go. What you can do though is you can filter by different areas, which is pretty useful. And you can also filter by its status, right? And so you can see completed. We've done several of these already. And we also did a lot before this was even in place. And we also used to have 2 different systems for feature requests, but we're going to stick with this one for the foreseeable future. You can also filter by in progress. We have these 2 in progress. Planned, we have this one planned, and under review. So these are ones that we're considering adding, and that's why they're in the under review section. And so Here you can see the comment numbers. Here you can see the vote numbers. There is no down vote, only up. So either you voted up to say, yes, I want this, or you don't touch it. So why is it a problem that no one uses this as much as they should? Because every one of these have a 1 as their vote count. So now I, as the developer, look at this and see it doesn't matter which one we choose because there is no priority here. Because no users have defined or decided what we should do next. So I might look at the comment numbers. Well, that's got 3. Here's 4 events. Okay. Yeah. Speakers. Okay. No, that's 2 events and public profiles and authors. Now, some of you might be like, wow, 8 comments. That's a lot. But let's actually look at that. These are 8 comments by me. Not really the same. And so it's cool that we do have an estimation date here, which this was originally completed in April of 2022 before we started rebuilding our ecosystem from scratch. And so I actually reopened this back in, looks like January of this year. Yep. So it was listed as in progress because it was almost done. And then it was reopened, reset, so to speak, because we have to rebuild it. But that's the reality is I'm the only one who wants this. So how is it even a priority for people? If no one wants it, what's going to get done? And that is the sad truth. Then we have different other filters for trending, top new, stuff like that. But essentially, this is everything. Everything that's here is stuff that people have asked for. And so a couple of them are stuff that I thought should be added, but most of them are stuff that people ask for. And so at the end of the day, what I'm looking for is what's going to help you grow your business, your directory, your nonprofit, your podcast. What's going to help you grow these things? And then what do you want to see on the website? So for podcast, if you wanted to see each episode listed here, that goes in as a feature request. Hey, add podcast episodes to page. Cool. And then if you have any comments about how to do that, you can do something like this where we actually have people providing extensive reviews for how to actually achieve that. If you want to go that deep, you can. If not, it's up to you. But if you don't provide it in context, then someone's going to ask you the question. And if you don't answer that question, it's going to be hard to prioritize it, even with the same number of votes. And so these are things that have to be taken into consideration as this thing grows out. I can tell you right now, at this point, I'm going to do what I want to do because no one cares about this as much as I do. That's very clear. Because if all 100 users of our platform wanted to actually grow this thing, they would do that. They would provide feedback. They would provide context. And eventually we're going to get people who want to do that. Eventually we are going to get people who do provide feature requests, feedback. They do vote on items that they want. That's going to happen. It's just a matter of time. Until that happens, I have to make executive decisions. And I would prefer those executive decisions to be based on factual data. Hey, we got 100 people who want this one thing. How can we make that happen? And until that happens, we're kind of shooting in the dark. Nonetheless, when you do sign up for these things, when you do sign up and you log in, you actually get notified. So if we come in here and we say, hey, this reviews feature that you asked for or that you voted on is now being up escalated to planned, then you will get an email. And then you also get notifications on comments and replies for your stuff. So that's pretty awesome. And the best part about all of this is I don't have to manage this. It's not another application that I have to build and maintain. So that's the best part for me. But nonetheless, this is our ecosystem for feature management. I know a lot of large SaaS companies making millions annually who use this. So if it's good enough for them, it's good enough for me. So if you guys have any questions, concerns, comments, complaints, send them over either as a feature request or in our support system, and we'll do what we can to help you out. Until next time, guys, take it easy.